Hello, how's it going? Dust on the Moon here. Let's go over all the games happened on Tuesday. The first game got canceled, Boston Celtics and Chicago Bulls. Celtics don't know if the next Celtics game going to happen. We will see. Even though it sucks that it gets canceled, but they will remake the games in the second half of the season. It might be in the playoffs for some of you guys, so it might end up being a good thing. In the playoffs, you get guys getting extra a game or two. It sucks now, but I personally think it's a good thing, right? As long as you make the playoffs, obviously. If you don't, then the first game is between the Miami Heat and the Sixers. Sixers, they got their Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons back, while Miami Heat, Bam Adebayo and Jimmy Butler and Goran Dragic, all those guys were out, and I think they'll be out for a couple more games. It's usually a week, so that this is the worst situation, right? Like your team is playing, but your guy is out due to COVID. Versus a game getting canceled is better than that because the game will be remade. They will remake the game. On the Heat side, Tyler Hero 40 minutes, 34 points. This guy give you a lot of counting stats, but just not enough. Give you a decent rebound as a guard, a lot of scoring, but not enough assists, still so blocks, right? So maybe after this week, Tyler Hero maybe have 3 straight 30-point games. You can try to sell him. Duncan Robinson 26 points, did what he did, 6 threes, a steal and a block. Kelly Olynyk, a strong game, all around strong game. He give you decent efficiency. He's a center, give you some threes, a little bit scoring, a little bit rebound. Other than that, he doesn't give you that much, but you can roster him honestly in 12 teams. Precious Achua, Gabe Vincent, those two guys you can stream them while Bam and Jimmy, when those two guys are out. Don't know who these guys are, but they're starting and they put up big decent stats. Precious, what a great name, give you great big man stats, while Vincent give you great guard stats. Everybody else on the Heat, they're not getting enough minutes. On the Sixers side, Joel Embiid, crazy game, 5 steals, right? 45 points. It's an overtime game, so I guess you could expect that with everybody out. Took 23 shots, 13 for 13. I think, in my opinion, it's a great time to trade Embiid for a top 3 or top 4 player. Embiid, he's a first round player at the end, like end of first round player. He's gonna have a couple more huge games if he does play, due to Tobias Harris, Seth Curry out. He's gonna get all the usage, but I don't think he's a top 5 player. He doesn't give you, he give you great scoring and rebound and decent blocks, but he usually doesn't give you those steals. Even though he's been average a steal this season, he doesn't really give you like a guard. He's not like a guard give you 7-8 assists. He's gonna give you 3 to 4 assists a game. And as a big man, his efficiency, like his free throw efficiency is great, but not field goal. So like if you can get like a Karl Anthony Towns, there's only like 3-4 guys you should trade Embiid for. I'm talking about 1-for-1. Like a trade for Harden would be perfect. Harden is struggling and he wants out of Houston, right? The situation is kind of a mess. So if you're willing to take that gamble, I think Harden would be great. And like Anthony Davis, right? I would trade Embiid for Anthony Davis 1-for-1 straight up. Also Karl Anthony Towns. Those are the guys, and Steph Curry. Even though I would do that trade. I think those are the only 4 guys I would. Obviously Jokic, but Jokic has been playing too well right now. It's hard to trade for Jokic. But those 3 guys, I mean, I would target personally. I would target them. Right? Embiid is not gonna continue this 5 steals. Like points and rebounds, no problem because those guys are out. That's what I think what you should do with Embiid, especially if you don't need those big man stats. Like if your team needs a little guard stat. But I wouldn't trade him for someone like a Damian Lillard. Joel Embiid this year on a per game basis is gonna be the same or maybe even better, right? Or I wouldn't trade him for like a KD, right? So there's just something to think about if you're Joel Embiid owner. Danny Green had played 50 minutes. He's gonna continue playing huge minutes. The next few games, hit 9 threes, took 25 shots. So if you stream Danny Green this week, really great. Mike Scott. So those guys you can stream. You can stream Mike Scott. You can stream Tyrese Maxey. You can stream Isaiah. Okay, Isaiah Joe and Dwight Howard minutes has been weird lately. Dwight Howard only played 13 minutes while Isaiah Joe played 37. I guess with Embiid playing, Dwight Howard is just not gonna play high minutes. They need more spacing on the floor due to Ben Simmons cannot shoot. But I think Embiid probably gonna miss a game on the weekend after playing 40 minutes today. It sucks Tony Bradley did not play. With 15 minutes, he put up pretty huge stats. On per minute basis, this guy is pretty scary. Same thing with Paul Reed. He give a lot of defensive stats, but this game, definitely stream Tyrese Maxey and Mike Scott. As long as you want to be playing those two guys getting huge minutes. The next game is Denver Nuggets and Brooklyn Nets. News came out that Michael Porter Jr. did get COVID, so it makes sense why he's going to be out, another 10 to 14 days starting last week. He'll be back early next week. I think that'll be 14 days, so just hold on tight. Meanwhile, stream Will Barton. He got 37 minutes, 22 points, strong game. You can't still stream him until Porter comes back. Jamal Murray, 20 points, 4 assists and steal. I just don't think Jamal Murray does enough in fantasy. He's a good player in real life, but as a guard, because Jokic is running the show, so Jamal is not getting the assist, and he's not a good steals guy. So he's only going to give you scoring, which just sucks. For fantasy purposes, Bobo started 15 minutes. This guy, I know in 2K this guy is a beast, just due to his wingspan and height, but didn't really do much this game. Paul Millsap didn't do much. Monty Morris, 23 points. That's what Monty Morris is going to give you. Efficient, 6 for 7. A little bit of assist and point, but nothing else. And on the Nets side, they got to win without Kyrie. So Kyrie, apparently, he's going to be out the rest of the week, and he might be out after, he might miss another week or two, right? And he was spotted on a Zoom call doing some kind of political campaign. So it's a math with Kyrie. He just does what he wants, right? And I wouldn't too worry about in this scenario. I know he's gonna be back. He might get fined. He's gonna be back in the next week or so. I'm just worried that with him doing this kind of stuff, what if he gets kind of injured, right? And he's injury prone. He's gonna take his time. He's not like someone like a Damian Lillard where they're in the playoff hunt. If he gets hurt, he would rush back. Kyrie is not that, and I think everybody knows going into the season, so there's no surprise there. It would just be funny, for the rest of the season, what are some shenanigans Kyrie's gonna put up and miss more games. But when he does play, he's a monster, obviously. Kevin Durant still really, really strong. 34 points, 13 assists, 9 rebounds. The problem with KD is he doesn't give you, not a problem. The problem that's keeping KD from being a top 3 player in the fantasy is he doesn't give you those defensive stats like Anthony Davis or James Harden. Other than that, it's strong. With Kyrie out, KD's gonna get more usage, obviously, and he's gonna miss out some back-to-backs, but he's been really strong so far this year. Jared Allen's strong. 35 minutes, it doesn't really matter if he only scored 6 points and got 5 rebounds. 3 assists, a steal and block, still strong, very strong. Joe Harris, you can stream him only for 3 cent points, although although the rest of the guys gonna get a usage boost with Kyrie out. Same thing with Caris LeVert. You want to roster this guy while Kyrie is out, and you still want to monitor how he does when Kyrie does come back, because he's playing so well right now. It's hard to ignore. The next game is the Utah Jazz and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Jazz has a game with Wizards on Wednesday today, which is today. That game is already canceled, right? But they did play today, so it's pretty obvious that some players on the Wizards got COVID. Hopefully it's not Bradley Beal, because he's going to be out for a week or two, if that's the case. So Wizards guys, they're going to be out. Next game maybe a game or two, we'll see. Bogdanovic played somewhat okay, had 20 points. The problem with him is when he only took 10 shots. Right? He didn't take 20. Like I'll be happy if he took like 20 shots and scored like 25, or maybe even 20. Just had a bad shooting night. He's not getting enough usage at the moment. Even though this is a blowout, he only played 27 minutes. He just doesn't give you any defensive stats. So obviously still roster him, but it's getting tough at the moment. Even when he does have a great game, he only took 10 shots, had to shoot 67% from the three. Right, Royce O'Neal, he give you a little bit of everything else. So if you want to stream him for other categories other than points, you can grab this guy. Rudy Gobert, 25 minutes. That's the problem with Rudy Gobert. He give you huge rebound and blocks and field goals on most nights, but not enough points. Donovan Mitchell, 30 minutes, 27 points and 4 assists. Strong game from Donovan Mitchell, but just the assists for his nights he's still just not here this year. Very rarely. Hopefully he'll come back. Mike Conley, no problem. He's still here this year. 12 points, 5 assists, 6 rebounds, and 2 steals. Strong game from Mike Conley. Jordan Clarkson, 2 steals is really nice. 21 points and 8 rebounds. Yeah, this guy, you can roster him for his points mainly. But those points available, he's been averaging 7. He's like Bogdanovic, basically. Outperforming Bogdanovic at the moment. Because his 16, 17 points is really consistent. On the Cavaliers side, I think Andre Drummond was... So Sexland, Colin Sexton, Darius Garland, and Andre Drummond, they were all out. So Isaac Okoro got the most minutes on the team. I'm not too high on this guy, minus 28. He doesn't really do anything. Doesn't give you high defensive stats. Just a rookie who's playing high minutes. Not doing anything while he's on the court. Sadie Osman had another great game. 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 17 points. With those 2 guards out, you can stream this guy. Larry Nance Jr. had a rough game, 2 for 11, only 6 points, 7 rebounds, and surprisingly only 1 steal and no assist. Maybe I guess they're playing the Jazz. Damon Dotson, 30 minutes. Yeah, nobody on the Cavs scene are that interesting with all those guys out. No one is that excited that you want to stream them. Hopefully, Colin Sexton, Darius Garland, they will be back soon. Hopefully, next game. Andre Drummond is out. I don't know how severe the injury is. The next game is the Lakers versus Houston. Houston got blown out again. It's getting rough in Houston. LeBron James, easy work, 30 minutes, 26 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. No worries there. Anthony Davis, 7 for 8. Yeah, AD this year, the defensive stats is there. They're coming back. 5 blocks this game. 10 rebounds. It's just the scoring. So AD averaged about 26, 27 points this year. Last year, he's averaging like around 20, 21. So that's like a 6-7 point drop off. I still think this guy is a top 2 player. So if you got a Joel Embiid and if you can trade AD straight up, I would 100% do it. Like 100% do it. And if you got like I don't know who's been playing well. Like if you got no one's gonna trade Miles Turner for AD, right? If you got, let's say, a Zach LaVine who's also been playing well, if you can get those guys for AD, I would absolutely do it. I still think AD is a top 2, top 3 in fantasy, right? Obviously, Joker has been in the conversation this year. He's been playing so well because his game is so well rounded. Jokic, I'll talk. So actually, did Joker play? I'll talk about Joker later. I already talked about. I guess I skipped Joker, but he had another strong game, and I think the thing with Joker is he's so efficient, and he gets so many rebounds and assists, and he gets steals, he gets blocks. He's gonna be top 3 player moving forward, and I think Joker might be better than guys like AD or Harden going forward. Like I wouldn't trade Joker for AD or Harden right now. He's in his own tier, I think, at the moment for this season, unless AD and Harden decided to go off, right? Okay, and Dennis Schroeder, 24. Dennis Schroeder is not giving you enough. I would honestly just stream him. The defensive stats are not there. If he fits your team, high turnover, low field goal but give you points and assists, you can stream this guy. Montrezl Harrell, 26 minutes, 14 points, and for yeah, this guy is really mad, giving you really mad performances night after night. Marc Gasol, 21 minutes. Yeah, you don't want any of those guys on your team. On the Rockets, let's talk about Harden a little bit. Harden, after the game, he said, yeah, the Rockets just not good enough, which I'm totally fine with. He's been in the league for a long time. He's trying to win. At the moment, he's really struggling. Well, not struggling. He's just not performing up to his old self. I think the last two games, they played the Lakers on Sunday as well. It was also a blowout, and they played the Magic last week. It was also a blowout. So if these games, if they're not blowouts, Harden would have scored, I think, around 25 points in the fourth quarter. And maybe it's time to take over. So in Houston, if he's not trying, he will still average like 26, 27 points. And this year, his assists has been up. So I think he's going to average 10 assists. So 26, 27, 10 assists, even though his steals has been down this year. Let's say he gets 1.5 and high free throw, and he grabs you some rebound and blocks. He's still a top 5 guy, right? Easily, and he doesn't miss games. So if you have, I think a lot of Harden owners, they're probably panicking. So just throw out a trade to him. Maybe they will accept. Do a 2-for-1. Have throw in like a Zach LaVine plus somebody else, right? Maybe Harden owners will be, oh my God, Harden, he's not playing. He's gonna average 15 points this season. I don't think that's gonna happen at all. But that's how you win in fantasy. If you can somehow get Harden with like a top 20 player, like a CJ McCollum, for example, you just absolutely do it. CJ McCollum plus somebody else for Harden. You just close your eyes and do it. It's gonna pay off. And if Harden does get traded, let's say for Sixers for Ben Simmons, Harden's number is gonna be great. He's gonna average 30 points easily. It's gonna be him and Joel Embiid and a bunch of other shooters. So, yeah, that's it about Harden. I wouldn't panic too much, honestly. He's been doing it so many years. He just needs to try a little bit. And even though he said he wants out, he's still passing the ball. He's getting 10, 11 assists. His usage is still high. He's just not shooting. And he's been struggling shooting with the ball from three-point line as well. So I wouldn't panic too much. While Christian Wood, if Harden does get traded, John Wall and Christian Wood, their stock gonna go way up. Christian Wood is gonna average 20 shots a game. So is John Wall, honestly. Because Harden is like the number 1 usage guy in the entire league. Probably all the usage will open up, right? Eric Gordon, if Harden gets traded, Eric Gordon, right? You gotta pick this guy up. But for now, Christian Wood still a strong game, 18 and 8. They played the Lakers. It's 2 games in a row that got blown out by the same team. John Wall, did not have the best game. Still got 5 assists and 2 steals and 10 points. PJ Tucker, no. Everybody on the Houston struggled because it's a blowout. Lakers play really well. Lakers have been killing it this year. The next team is the San Antonio Spurs and OKC. Keldon Johnson got the most minutes on the team. This guy is a top 50, top 60 player. And it's hard to trade a guy like that because he's a rookie, right? Nobody's going to trade him for a top 50 player, even though he's going to give you 50 value going forward. LaMarcus Aldridge did not have the best game, 16 shots, but the minutes are there. I still think Aldridge is going to perform this year. 13 and 10, 6 assists, a steal and block. Like, this is good enough, right? Like, guys probably drafting him in the like 60s or 70s pick. He's giving you that. He's going to be a top 50 player on a per game basis, I believe. Lonnie Walker, no. Devontae Murray, 16.7 says no defensive stats, but overall still strong game, 5 rebounds. Patty Mills continued shooting the ball really, really well. Well, not from the 3 this game, but if you need points and 3s and some free throw, definitely grab Patty Mills off the waiver wire, stream him, see what happens. Rudy Gay, 21 points, just efficient in 20 minutes, give you like 10 plus points and 5 rebounds. If you want those, grab him. And on OKC side, yeah, it's hard. They actually they played pretty well last game. I forgot which team they beat. Currently they're around 500, which is a surprise given this roster. Shea, 20 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists. Yeah, you want for Shea, you want him, well, his free throw kind of choked, but you want him to get those defensive stats. Otherwise, he's not a top 20 player like people were drafting him at, or the top 25 player, right? Darius Baisley, this guy has not been shooting the ball that well, but the minutes are there, and he blocks shots, right? Anytime somebody plays 30 minutes and block shots, you want to roster this guy, right? Even though he doesn't really give you a lot of other things, he give you a rebound, and as a power forward, he give you some threes, so those are nice. But anything else, he doesn't really give you much. But due to the block, right? Block is that one category. If any guy's averaging like 1.5 blocks, you have to keep this guy. It's like Dante DiVincenzo give you 1.5 steals. Basley give you blocks, right? So you must roster this guy. Lou Dort, 27 points. No, not too interested. George Hill only took 4 shots, 12 points. Stream this guy. All those guys are streamable. Al Horford, 10 points. It's somewhat disappointing for Al Horford, but nobody drafted him that high. That's around the same level you would expect from Al Horford. Diallo, this guy's been playing really, really well. The thing is, the minutes is not high, right? If he gets 30, 35 minutes, you can consider roster him, but for now, only stream. And the last game of the night is the Indiana Pacers and Golden State Warriors. The Pacers, they got another win, and Justin Holiday, 29 minutes, didn't really do much. 8 points, a steal. Domantas Sabonis continue his, oh my God, Miles Turner. Sabonis, 18 rebounds, yeah, this is what Sabonis does. 18 points, 14 rebounds, 6 assists. He does it pretty consistently, to be honest. Really, really strong. Miles Turner played 40 minutes somehow versus the Golden State. Maybe Golden State decided to go small. Why did they play such high minutes? Either way, 5 blocks. He's been averaging 4 blocks so far. So if a team thinks that Miles Turner can maintain first round value, which I don't think he will, try to trade him for like a top 15, 20 player, because he has been really strong. If somebody believes he's going to average 4 blocks, if a team really needs his blocks and steals, some teams in the league, maybe they do, right? They don't need the scoring, they just need blocks and steals. You absolutely trade Miles Turner. But it's looking like he's gonna be top 30, top 40 value going forward. He's blocking so many shots right now, and he grabbed everything else like 12 rebounds, 22 points. Hey, I'll take it. But the 2 steals and 5 blocks is just too scary. That's Miles Turner. Edmund Sumner, 30 minutes didn't really do much. Malcolm Brogdon continued, got his 2 steals and block. Maybe he will continue doing this, getting so many steals. I'm just waiting for like a 2-week period where he gets 0 steals, 8 assists. Everything else is fine, right? Bad scoring night, so what? The 2 steals and block is really scary. Aaron Holiday, high minutes, is not doing enough. Did enough this game, 16 points, 12 assists. They do have 3 games coming up, end of the week, so you can stream this guy. On the Golden State Warriors side, Andrew Wiggins, he started ever since Draymond Green came back. He's been playing really, really well. Got 5 blocks this game. Don't panic about this guy. On the Golden State Warriors, he's going to take 16 shots, so his scoring is going to be there, hit some threes, get some assists just because he's playing the Warriors system, grab some rebound, and give you those defensive stats. He's been giving you a lot of blocks lately. So those are really, really valuable. Draymond Green, 7 points. Hey, he was averaging 3 points earlier this season, but he's going to average below 10 points. Draymond Green, but everything else, he give you a steal, no block this game, 6 rebound, 10 assists. That's Draymond Green for you. James Wiseman somehow plays 26 minutes. Didn't really do much, but those 2 blocks are obviously valuable. You only keep this guy for his blocks. I mean, honestly, at the moment, playing 15 minutes give you a little bit blocks. Everything else he doesn't give you. Kelly Oubre Jr. had his best game in a while, maybe all season. 17 points, shot 55% from the 3. From the field, 3 threes. Still in block. Hopefully he'll continue playing better than this. Steph Curry, 20 points. Yeah, just a mad game from Curry. Missed 2 free throws, but hey, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and nice. And nobody on the Warriors are that interesting. So that's it for all the games. I'll do another one tomorrow. And just this week due to COVID, there seems to be a little bit outbreak in the NBA. So a lot of you guys on different teams may miss some games. So keep an eye on all the, like, due to players missing out games. There are a lot of opportunities for a lot of guys. So if you stream it right, you can win the week. All right, just keep an eye out there. All right, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.